Hey everybody, welcome to Drive Thru Review 673. Today we're going to talk about 9 Tiles Panic. This is a new game from Oink Games that just came out recently. It's a 2 to 5 player real-time tile placement game. So the theme of the game is aliens are invading Earth because they want our hamburgers. And there are CIA agents that are trying to catch the aliens. And there are also boys and girls and general citizens and dogs and things and houses that are in play. So what happens is every player gets the same identical set of 9 tiles, and then in real time you're trying to arrange those tiles in a 3x3 grid to align with one of 3 goals that are dealt out for that round. And you do that in real time, and you play it to a certain number of points based on the number of players, and that's it. So let's go ahead and do kind of an example of the play, and then I'll come back and tell you what I think. Okay, so here's kind of all the pieces that you get in the game. The most important thing are these stacks of tiles. Again, everybody has the exact same stack of 9 tiles, but with kind of different colors, roads and things. So this is the orange player. The blue player will get this stack here, so you can see the artwork's all kind of blue tinted and so on. Now each player's also going to get a little score marker here in their player color. So as you get points throughout the game, you're going to move that up the track. So if you zoom in a little bit closer, you can see that the game end trigger is denoted here based on the number of players. So in a 2-player game, once somebody hits 10 points, that will mean that's the last round. You'll finish scoring, but it keeps going. So in a 3-player game, 15 points, 4-player game, 20 points, and so on. Next, we have these numbered tiles here. And so as the players are arranging their little city here, the first one to finish will grab the number 1 tile and keep that in front of them. They will also flip over this timer. So now everybody else has this long, I think it's about a minute, to finish their city. And then the next player to finish, of course, will grab this one. And if there's 3 players, they'll grab whoever gets that one will get that one. Now, what are you trying to do on a turn? Well, each round you're going to flip over 3 cards from this deck, and these are going to outline 3 different goals that players can try to achieve. So let's just look at them. So this first one says, most hamburgers in front of an alien. So very simply, you want an alien with a bunch of hamburgers in front of it. You'll find the alien that has the most hamburgers in front of them, and you'll say, I have 3, or I have 2, or I have 0. And whoever has the most is going to get the most points for that goal. And the way the points are divided out, let's say we're playing a 3-player game. So we've got 3 tokens here, 3 people have finished. Whoever gets the most on a particular goal is going to get the number of players and points. So in a 3-player game, whoever gets the most of those gets 3 points. Second most will get 2. Third most will get 1. But let's say there's a tie. The tie is broken by whoever finished first. So having this number 1 marker, not only do you get to put pressure on the other players by turning the hourglass here, you also get the first tiebreaker. And then of course second place finisher will break ties below them, and so on. And so you have this goal that you're going after, most hamburgers in front of an alien. The other one is most adjacent tiles with houses. This one is the city with the most dogs. Okay, let's try to actually hit that goal. So again, just for a refresher, we have most dogs, most adjacent tiles with houses, and then most hamburgers, in front of 1 alien. So everybody reads the goals and you say go. And then you have to arrange these in a 3x3 grid. And I'm just throwing these down here like so, just randomly for right now. And you have to make a legal city, and that means a few different things here. So this city, I can say I'm finished, but it's not legal because you can see why here. This road is going off into nothing. You cannot do that. Now roads obviously can leave the edges, but road cannot go into an empty side there. So maybe I'll flip this over like that. Okay, well that fixes that, but now I've got a road going off into nothing here. So I can flip that around. Oh no, I've got that one. Now I can do that one. Oh no, that one's going into there. So you have to really kind of play with and look at the different tiles here like so. And oh no. So that's really hard to do on camera. So once you've arranged it, then you can say, oh, I will take this, or maybe if you're second place, you'll take that one, and it'll be finished. Now, if you end up that you do not have an actual illegal, placement, let's say you had done like this or something, and you find out at the end, oh no, that's not legal, you'll score 0 points. for that entire round because you don't have a legal thing. So you want to take extra care to make sure that everything is very legal. Now the other rule is you cannot make like a closed loop of a road. So just as an example real quick, you cannot have something like this here. Oops, you see how that's closed off there? The roads have to exit and enter the entire city. You can't have a loop like that. So we're going to go ahead and arrange these like so. And we're going to look at, say, okay, so most hamburgers in front of one alien. Well, right now, this guy has no hamburgers in front of him because this is on a different road. This guy has 2, so I would say 2, and maybe that's enough to get first or second. Now, most adjacent tiles with houses, oh, that's a mistake. Illegal. So I put that back wrong. So here we've got these 2, so I would have 2 there. In the city with the most dogs, I've got 1, 2, 3 dogs. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is aliens can be captured. And an agent, a CIA agent, which are these fellows here, can capture 1 alien. So if we take a look, he's facing this way down the road. Oh no, he's caught that alien. So this alien cannot be used for scoring. And the scoring cards will remind you of that. It'll say down here at the bottom, the alien must not be captured, right? And so sometimes it won't say that, but you got to very carefully look for that because this alien is now captured, so he's not scoring, so I don't get to count those 2 hamburgers. So the number of hamburgers in front of an alien is actually 0 in this case. So that's the only other little trick to scoring that. And then basically you're going to deal 3 new goal cards, and then everybody's going to shuffle up their tiles, and they're going to go again, and then you just keep playing until you hit a certain number of victory points. So that's 9 tiles Panic. Let's go into my 3 pillars of review. First, let's talk about player count. I've played this at every player count. I've played this a few dozen times, frankly, since Gen Con. I picked this up at Gen Con. I've been playing it ever since, and just kind of squeezing it into my review schedule here. So I have liked, I would say I like it with the full player count. 4 or 5 players is my favorite, but I still really enjoy it as a 2-player game. It's really fun and nice head-to-head, 2-player game because you can actually kind of watch the other player in that case, and that adds just a little extra dimension to the game. How close are they? All that kind of stuff. With 5 players, you got no business worrying about other players. You need to be worried about yourself. So that's also it's just a different dynamic in the player count, but I enjoy every single player count. Now, in terms of the game time, it's quick. So no matter the player count, because the points do scale up based on the number of players. So it's not really going to take much longer with 5 players than it is with 2. I mean, it takes like maybe 5 minutes longer or something, or 8 minutes longer. But the game should be finished in about 15 to 20 minutes, give or take there. So you can definitely play it a few times in an hour. I probably, once everybody kind of gets the hang of it, you can play 4 or 5 times an hour, I'm sure, even with a full boat of folks. So that's the play time. It's a very quick game. In terms of what is this game like, well, it kind of reminds me of a Galaxy Trucker. Now, each player has their own individual pile of tiles that they're trying to arrange. They're not all grabbing from a central pile, but you're arranging it in such a way that you're trying to, have it be the optimal configuration based on the goals that are present for that round. And you can shoot yourself in the foot. And I've definitely been under the gun and been, the last person to finish and not even finish and just cannot come up with a legal, configuration to play. Like, it hasn't happened a lot. Like I said, I played this dozens of times. And by that, I mean like full games where we, not just dozens of rounds, dozens of actual times. And there's been, I can count on one hand, the number of times that I've like, I can't make this. I'm the dumbest person on the entire planet Earth. I cannot make a legal 3x3 grid out of these stupid tiles, which I just did, 10 times in a row for the last hour, and now I can't do it. And so that's a lot of fun in a lot of ways, because it's like, and I've actually seen somebody come back, not me, come back and win after scoring 0 for a round, where they just did really well the last, couple of rounds of the game. So you're not completely out of it. I'd say if it happened to you twice, then you're probably done. But again, the game's quick enough anyway that it's not a big deal. It's not, I would say it's a rare occurrence that you have an illegal, configuration. So that's still really fun though. And there's an interesting thing though about this that this is why I really like this game and why it keeps hitting the table, is there's a good kind of balancing act that you have to do between finishing quickly and finishing correctly. So if, a lot of times you can just finish quick, just go like, I'm going after that goal, and just do that goal and finish and then pick it up. And like I've seen people finish within like seconds, like 10, 20 seconds. And I'm like, how are you done? You know, what did you even do? And sometimes because that person is able to go and grab the first player marker, that is the king of the tiebreakers, then they will win enough ties that they're going to get a good amount of points for that round because they just happen to tie a bunch of people. And they're going to get a bunch of points. And then you can also take the other approach of, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to try to score really well on 2 of the 3 goals or whatever it is. And then that's the other aspect of it. But you have those people that are trying to speed through it, putting the pressure on the other play style. So that's a really actually interesting combination of things that are going on. And the other interesting part of that is sometimes you get 3 goals that work pretty well together. And sometimes you get 3 goals that couldn't be more different. So you have to just ignore 1 or 2 of the goals and go after the others. And like I said, that's kind of the interesting thing is like, how many goals do I try to go after? And go over the 1 or 2 of them and be quick, or 1 and be really quick, like none of them, and try to tie and just kind of eke through and get kind of the middle tier of points on everything, or get, you know, the big 5 points if we're playing a 5-player game on 1, you know, forsake the other. So there's some good kind of balancing act, and it's all real time and you're just going for it. And then the theme of the game is pretty funny. You know, the aliens are coming down to get hamburgers, which is like, okay. And then the CIA agents are trying to capture them. And then I like how the goals have to do with all different parts of the tile. Like some are like the longest road, the most different roads, you know, the most agents capturing aliens, and da-da-da-da. And there's just a lot of permutations there. So it's just really fun. It's just a good quick out and break it out. You can play it as a filler. I've played it back to back to back a bunch of times as well. And I definitely highly recommend 9 Tiles Panic. Now, I'm not sure where you can actually find it. I know Oink Games have been showing up in stores like, I think, Target. I'm not sure about Target. I think Barnes & Noble or Target. I can't remember where I've seen them before. So you might be able to see this there. Board Game Geek themselves, they bring over the games. So I would seek it out and kind of do a little bit of research. I recommend that. It's a very affordable game. I think it's a $20 or $25 game. But I'm not sure, you know, if you have to import it or something. But hopefully that it'll be over in more readily available quantities over in the United States at least, if not Europe and other places as well. So I definitely recommend seeking it out or having somebody from your group seek it out. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just a blast to play. It's a riot. There's laughter. I mean, I'm not sure I appreciate this. Normally this kind of stuff, I like to let it slide with my group and I participate in it. But like you can kind of harass the players that are like not done yet, which for me in this game, I'm like, don't do that. But it's also, they're my friends. So, you know, all right, I guess we'll let this slide. I won't say that I haven't participated in it. And now with strangers at a convention where I played this with, yeah, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be, you know, have a bloody nose or whatever. But, you know, you can have a little bit of that too. Like, don't put that there, you know, why aren't you done yet? Da, da, da. Or, you know, times 100. But anyway, so super fun. High recommend. Seek it out. There you go. Thanks.